Hot stove season is hot right now. I mean, that's why it's called hot stove season. But the Cubs are looking to try to figure out how they're going to be champion this year, whether that means a division champion, a National League champion, somehow a World Series champion, right? And they're making a lot of moves. What's the next move for these Cubs? Reports are that they've talked to the Padres about former Cubs minor leaguer Dylan Cease. We're going to get into that. Could their next target be David Robertson? Had him before, the ageless David Robertson. We're going to get into that as well. So thanks for hanging out with us here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's get this show started. Great to have all you guys here with us. And here we go. Another great Cubs hot stove show. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us on the Cubs Baseball channel. Pleasure to have you here. Show's brought to you by DraftKings. $5, and then you use that promo code CBC, and you get the $200 in bonus bets when you download DraftKings. And there's a big game coming up, Super Bowl 59. We're going to talk about that later on in the show. All right, let's talk some baseball, though. Let's get right into the baseball part of this and tell you guys exactly what is going on. So the first thing that's going on is that there are reports that the Cubs have talked to the Padres about Dylan Cease. I said this a couple days ago. You guys know the show, and if you didn't, go back and watch it. But the reports are that the Cubs have talked to the Padres about bringing back one of their own. This was one of the guys that Theo Epstein traded to the White Sox in the Jose Quintana deal. And it was one of those guys where there were a lot of people in the organization that were shaking their head going, what are we doing? But they felt like bringing in, like a fifth starter was going to help the team. People can argue what they think about this trade or what they don't think about this trade. But Cease has turned into a superstar, and he's on the Padres team, and the Cubs need a top-of-the-rotation right-hander. He's the guy that can do it. So it's insider John Morosi who has said that the Cubs are interested in this. He wrote that on his Twitter account or X or whatever you want to call it. That the Cubs have spoken to the Padres about a potential deal for Cease. So interesting, right? The Cubs have 7 top 100 prospects he talked about, and the Padres right now do not know who is going to start in left field. For that reason, it would be tough to justify a 1-year deal for free agent Cease. And then for the Cubs, what are they going to give up? Would you really trade back Owen Casey? Cubs got Owen Casey in the Yu Darvish deal. Even if you're getting back a 1-year deal for an ace like Dylan Cease, if I'm the Cubs, I'm not doing that. Now, I have a bunch of outfielders that I would be willing to give up. Kevin Alcantara in that deal, out you go. How about Alexander Canario in that deal? Gone. But I'm not giving up. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to give up the ability and the potential that Casey has. He's better than all these other outfielders in this trade. Now, the Padres had him. So the Padres know what he's all about. They drafted him. They traded him to the Cubs. He was a young guy. He's worked his way up. He's been good at every single level. This is the year where Casey's going to blow up, by the way. He's always been by far one of the younger guys on his teams. And now, he's set for AAA, and at some point the Cubs are going to be in a spot where they're going to have to put him in the big leagues, and it's going to be interesting to see kind of how exactly this all works out. But I feel like Casey's the number 1 prospect that the Cubs have over Shaw, over Triantos. Cade Horton's the other guy that I would put there, 1A, 1B, but that's just my opinion. Now, would the Cubs be willing to go ahead and make a deal for a 1-year guy? Yeah, because this front office is on a 1-year deal themselves. So if they could get someone like Cease who could potentially come in and win 15 or 20 games, and you put him right at the top of the rotation, you split those 2 lefties and Shota Imanaga and Justin Steele with a Dylan Cease, you feel pretty good about that rotation. And when you're trying to take down the LA Dodgers, you're going to need a lot of pitching. So John Morosi says Cubs have talked to the Padres about Dylan Cease. We're going to, as this hot stove season continues, we're going to keep on watching it and would not be shocked if the Cubs don't make a trade for another starting pitcher. I'd love to see Dylan Cease back. I wish they never would have traded him. Love to see him back in a Cubs uniform again. I think he knows Chicago. He's been on both sides, right? Minor leaguer with the Cubs, big leaguer with the White Sox. Listen, coming up, not this Sunday, but next Sunday is the biggest sporting event of the year. And it's Kansas City looking for 3 straight, and the Eagles looking to revenge a loss in this big game a couple of years ago. What I want to tell you guys is this. Take advantage of this right here. CBC, Cubs Baseball Channel. That's CBC. DraftKings. Download the DraftKings. $5 gets $200 in extra bets. So take advantage of it. And who knows? I mean, you don't have to just bet on the big game. Super Bowl 59 is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, they're giving all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. This is your shot to make every last play a moment to be remembered. Don't wait. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using the promo code CBC. The crown is yours. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state yet, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings app now. New customers use my promo code CBC and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code CBC only at DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, the other deal that is starting to be talked about is one that was reported by Bruce Levine, and then other people have kind of picked up on it, that the Cubs could potentially sign David Robertson, another late innings reliever. This guy, look, I like David Robertson. I mean, he went to the University of Alabama. I graduated from there. I respect this guy. The fact that he's still going at it all of these years later. The dude's 39 years old, and he's still going at it. I mean, he was drafted out of Alabama by the Yankees in the 17th round in 2006, and at 5'11", 195, the right-hander's still trucking. Pitched for the Cubs in 22. Remember, he was traded to the Phillies that year, but he was 3-0, and he had 14 saves, and we got Ben Brown out of it. Then he went to Philadelphia and had a 2.70 ERA for the Phillies. Last year was with the Rangers, 3-4 record, 3 ERA, and 2 saves. So he's not a closer, but he's a setup guy. He does have 177 career saves, and he's pitched 16 years in the major leagues, right? 66-46 record. Does he still have something left in the tank? And these are the teams he pitched for. 9 years with the Yankees, 3 years with the White Sox, 2 years with the Phillies, the Rangers, the Mets, the Cubs, the Marlins, and the Rays, a year each or under year. So, 16 years as a big leaguer. You could get him for, not a lot of money. Cubs are trying to upgrade that bullpen. So keep an eye on what David Robertson could potentially bring to the table, and know that there's a chance that they could end up signing him. As the pitchers that are available on the free agent market kind of dwindle down, and knowing that the Cubs are trying to do everything they can to give themselves an opportunity to win and have the best potential pitchers out there to do it, just know that these type deals matter, and that the Cubs could potentially go out and make a deal, sign a guy like Robertson, and then you throw him in there with, with Presley, with some of the young guys that they have, with the guys that they bring back from last year. And you just hope that the bullpen meshes, and it's not a weakness like it was at times last year, but it's a strength. But the thing that we're seeing consistently with the Cubs is that there is a sense of urgency for them to get enough good players to win, and to be able to go in, and instead of getting 84 wins or 83 wins and 79 losses and end up right out of the playoffs, get to that 90-win plateau, get into the playoffs. And then the other thing that they need to do is do some damage. I don't know that making the playoffs with 90 wins is enough. I think they need to go in there and make some damage, do some damage, win some games, make a run, and then show that it's not just that you went out and signed a bunch of players on a one-year contract, but that you have a system that is going to regurgitate success. And that's the thing that I think we all are sitting around wondering. All right, guys, thanks again for hanging out with us on the Cubs Baseball channel. Get in that comment section. As always, appreciate you guys so much for being here and being part of everything that we're doing. We'll do it again tomorrow. Again, brought to you by DraftKings. And, hey, maybe something breaks. We'll slide on and do it live. You know that. Go Cubs, everybody. Have a great night.